Hey, so we shopped around, and then one TV station was like, we like this. Come in a month. Once we've had our board meeting, our internal, figured out the finances, come in a month. So after I left, I had already...
Sorry.
Yes.
Are you dating at this time?
No, I wasn't dating.
You weren't dating?
I wasn't dating.
Okay, in Australia, did you have it?
Yes, I did. I mean, Australia, by the time I got to Australia, I already, started to see guys. And so I had a boyfriend, a Muzungu guy. But then, his mommy was like, my son is going to marry a Miro. She was so stressed. I could see it, I could feel it, but then there's also something about their culture that I couldn't wrap my head around. And it was just this, so they're warm, they're wonderful, they're very, what you see is what you get, but very individualistic. And I struggled with that a lot. We go somewhere and you eat what you brought. And I was just like, you can't live life like that. We're a community. Like if I don't have then, so I just felt, I really struggled with it. So I remember one time, so my boyfriend at that time had a twin brother and it was their birthday. And so he asked me, can you help me get a gift for my brother? And I was like, sawa. So Thursday night in Australia is a late night shopping. So shops close at 5, but on Thursday nights they close at 9. Okay, I don't know if it's like that anymore, but that's how it was then. So he calls me, says, come on Thursday, let's go shopping for my brother's gift. I need help. I said, no problem. So left school, remember how I was broke, Left school, get to his house at 6 so that we can go for late night shopping to get this gift. I get there, the mom is plating their dinner. So first of all, they were well-to-do. And, I think she had baked some fish and it was, just smelling so good. And she plated their dinner. So I suppose he didn't tell his mom I was coming. And I walked in and he was like, let me go change. So I was shown to the TV room. So I went and I sat there and I waited. His twin brother, meanwhile, came with his plate of food to keep me company and sat with me at the TV room. Didn't offer me a drink of water, didn't offer me nothing. I'm a student who's dead broke.
What?
Having come from class, and he ate in front of me, and then I left with his twin brother to go shopping for his gift. Wow. I was just like, these people are how? I was just like, so those are little things like those for me. I was just like, I think I want to be with my own, at my,
I get it.
You get it, yeah?
In fact, I say we have become very westernized in our development. So our urbanization.
Yeah, in the urban centers, yes.
So
even then,
yes.
Richie,
yeah.
Even then, like if I come here and I have something that I'm eating, usually most times yes. Would you like some? We offer each other. But anyway, that's an aside. So yes, I did have. So when I came back home, no, I was not seeing anybody yet. But I had guy friends. So there's these 5 guys. Every Friday night we'd go out and have dinner together or have a drink together. Of course, I didn't take alcohol; they did, and I'd have my soda, whatever juice, and I said. But I really enjoyed their company. It was for laughing, and then I go home at 10. So okay. It was fun, and I really enjoyed their company.
Okay. So now let's talk about Sterling Q. But one sec, I saw her mic, the mic cable. So okay, now let's go into the Sterling Q.
So how I got back into Sterling Q, so let me just take you back to St. Mary's.
No problem.
So at St. Mary's, we had a class called Theatre Arts. And it didn't have very many people, but one of the members of that class was Paul Oyer. And Paul Oyer, while we were in St. Mary's, started a club called RAC. And RAC organized triathlons and different activities. Like we did major stuff.
Do you know? Do you know what RAC?
It was an Italian. Romano, I don't know, Agostino. I can't remember.
Constinant.
Because he was born in Italy, he speaks Italian. So, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, when we left school, he started Sterling Quality, which was an entertainment business. And when I came back home, after you've been away, Richie, you kind of want to plug back in who are your friends? Your friends have all gone out. You've lost touch, and you're trying to plug back in socially. So because they were my friends, I was in school with them. It was, okay, where are you guys? What are you guys up to? Oh, I've started this and I'm doing this. And so I remember meeting Paul and I said, oh, I'd love to be involved in Sterling Quality. So he said, oh, we're actually working on musical. Would you be interested? And I said, I'd love to be part of it. And so he gave me a role as within the artistic team as a choreographer. So it was a great way for me to also be plugged in socially, even as I worked.
Connie, you're a dancer?
I was a dancer.
Oh, so this choreography is like for real, you're a dancer like that?
So the dancing these days it's on another level. But yeah,
youth is youth.
I still enjoy dancing a lot.
Yeah, okay.
And the first gig I worked on was Saraphina. No. It was Sound of Music. So we had done Sound of Music in school.
Yes, now yeah.
And now this time we're doing Sound of Music again, but I was not in the cast. I was a choreographer. And Chimi Chwea was the head of choreography. She was the choreography director, and I was her assistant choreographer. And Chimi was a fantastic dancer. So learned a lot from her as well. So Chimi lived in Kileleshwa. I worked in Kileleshwa. So over lunchtime, I'd go to Chimi's house. We come up with the moves. And then in the evening, we're teaching. So we'd start with like an aerobic sort of session for all the cast, for them to get fit. Because, you have to sing as well as act and dance. And you're singing as you dance. So you have to be fit as well.
Yeah.
So we'd do a bit of aerobics and then get into the dancing. So I was the one who ran the aerobics. And then we'd teach the dances as well. And that was it was so fulfilling because I was busy.
Where this play has been done,
So the rehearsals were being done at Lavington United. We had a space there. And then the play would be at Kenya National Theatre.
This is a business.
It was a business.
Yeah, you're paying entrance.
Yeah. And we'd get paid. Not a salary, but at the end of the show, we each would get paid. There was an income that we all each earned. So I had income from my job, and then there was the side income from the choreography.
Okay.
And then we did Saraphina. Now, Saraphina, I was part of the choreography team, but I was also on the cast. I loved Saraphina. But one of the things about Saraphina that was phenomenal. So first of all, Paul has taught me so much. We were in the same class. Paul and I were leaders together of of the greenhouse at St. Mary's. So we're both leaders at Saints. And Paul was just such a confident, still is, just able to get into spaces you can't even imagine. Got sponsorships from the biggest companies for all the, plays that he got. He just had a confidence about him that I've never quite understood. And I remember he decided that for his opening night, Bongeni Gema
no way
has to be there. And the real Saraphina, who he was married to at some point, both came for our opening night. The original Saraphina and the guy who wrote Saraphina
yes.
came for our opening night.
Who was married to the original Saraphina?
Bongeni Gema.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. And they came, and they had to be flown first class. They had to stay at I don't know what hotel. And he managed to get all the sponsorships so that he could make this happen.
First of all,
how old were we? We were probably 24.
That's insane.
Right?
That's insane.
Or 25. I can't remember. But yeah.
In fact, I wanted to say Saraphina was not a small movie.
No, it was not. It was huge.
It was globally big.
It was huge. Yeah. So anyway, that was such an exciting time.
Who are some of the actors that you and people that you worked with?
I worked with Wamai.
Your name is not remembered, Wamai.
It's not remembered. People like, of course, Michael Oyer, Peter Oyer, June Gashui, Chwea, Chimi Chwea, who was part of the team. Most of these guys who've done anything, including Yafesi.
Yes.
People like, all these guys.
Was Eric Wainaina there?
Eric Wainaina, of course. Atemi, we did stuff with them as well. Anybody, including who's in BYSS, the whole team of BYSS.
Yes, Mugambi.
Of course. Worked with Mugambi.
Yeah.
Most of the more mature actors, actresses, musicians.
I get it.
Passed through Sterling Q.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So did this become like your full-time job?
No. So because I quit, right?
Yes.
So initially it was like my full-time job because I didn't do anything else. And then while I was doing this, one of my friends at 3 Mice came up to me and she said to me, Rina, we can do something together. And I have no idea how this conversation happened. Like, I can't remember. So she was a creative and she said, I've noticed there's a problem. So there was a bombing in Kikambala. I don't know whether you remember that. The first terrorist bomb that happened in Kenya. And she gave me a call and we sat and we said, you know, I think she had gone to Mombasa and it was empty. Like, the hotels were empty. There was a crisis. The newspapers were saying, oh, tourism is dead in Kenya.
Yes.
And so we did a bit of research, went to the Tourism Trust Board, did a bit of research and found out that at that time in Kenya, 80% of the tourists were foreign.
It's true.
And 20% were local.
Yep.
And then we found out that in South Africa it was the opposite.
Yep.
80% of the tourists were local and 20% were foreign.
Rina, you can't tell me you're behind this.
So listen. So we sat with Samantha. Sammy was so awesome. Just an amazing human being. And we went to the Tourism Trust Board. We told them what we found in our research, what the problem is, what we wanted to do. They said, fantastic. We'll support you. But it was just such a process. And we decided, you know what? Let's just get this thing done. You know, getting government to help you with anything is just it takes forever. So we did our research and then she got in touch with Mwania and we decided to start the show and we called it Matm Bezi. And the point for Matm Bezi was for us to show Kenyans that you can actually travel and do such amazing things on this land of Kenya that will not cost you a lot of money. So let's just show you. So we got Mwania, we shot our first pilot. And our first pilot was a simple one. We went to Daphne Sheldrick's, just the normal stuff that you can do in Nairobi. And it was our pilot video. And we started to shop that around. We went to all the different stations. And at that same year, the president, who I believe was Kibaki at the time, announced that we needed to have more local content on our TV stations. And it was a must that all TV stations should have at least 40% of their content locally produced. So we came in at a good time. As far as we were concerned, we're like, yep, this is going to get bought. Yep, we're going to get da-da-da. You know, we're excited. Hey, my guy, where? We are in this country. I was reminded it's not as easy to get things done. Hey, so we shopped around, and then one TV station was like, we like this. Come in a month. Once we've had our board meeting, our internal, figured out the finances, come in a month. Came back in a month and they were like, we like it, but... No.
Please don't tell me then they...
Let me tell you. In a few weeks, Out and About, copy, paste, Out and About came out. But we're like, you know what? We're not giving up. So Samantha again had an idea. Let's show it to KQ. So we managed to talk to the head of marketing at KQ and they liked it. And so they got it for their in-flight entertainment.
Nice.
So they paid us.
Yes.
Which was fantastic and we're able to carry on.
And probably better paid than what the TV station would have paid.
So I don't know. But it paid us and it paid the show. So for 2.5 years, I went around doing all kinds of things. Jumping off planes. I don't know doing what.
What?
Yeah. So I did that and... and what is this thing called? I did the Sterling Quality and Matm Bezi. But within those 2.5 years, my parents started ranting, Sasa. This Australia that we went to study. So my parents one Sunday...
do what you want, we support you.
No, they support me. But then they did, but then they started getting worried. So one Sunday afternoon, my mom and dad said, come, sit down. And I knew, boss, what have I done? And they're like, hey, so what's your plan? What do you like? What do you enjoy? What do you want to do? They were just asking me questions. I said, look, the truth is, there's an experience I had while at 3 Mice that made me realize what I want to do long term is in this financial services space. They're like, really? So let me give you background.